this week I had a conversation with somebody about the discipline side of homeschooling. And by that, we mean that plodding, that steady plodding through the discipline type subjects, learning to read, doing maths, doing handwriting, etc., and how those need to happen on a sort of a regular basis in the home. And sometimes kids balk against it because it's not always the fun stuff and that sort of thing. And I think that there's always that balance between the freedom that we often talk about and then the discipline side. And I thought it would be good for us to bring that in as a conversation onto our channel, because moms are probably thinking, oh gosh, but if everything's always fun and we always just sitting on the couch reading and drinking hot chocolate, what about the maths? What about the reading? So do you have some thoughts on that?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is that quote by John Holt about discipline in life and freedom in learning. So we are always emphasizing teaching our children discipline and perseverance in doing things like their chores and having good attitudes and training their character. But that can also carry through to schoolwork, because yes, sometimes we have to get things done. But I think the balance that you and I try to bring is that guilt, helping mothers to overcome that guilt that we all feel. And let me just give you an example from my day today. My 15-year-old has started a part-time job. So on this day of the week's morning, she's not at home anymore. And my younger son and I went on a homeschool outing today with our homeschool community. And so that took up a couple of hours of our day. And when I was driving home, I thought, we're never going to get our reading aloud done for today, because the day had just gone what I think is pear-shaped, and I'm not feeling guilty because I can't tick my box that I did the reading aloud.
Yeah.
And then I just realized, this is what I always tell other mothers, all of life is learning. So, the one child is learning a valuable skill about getting to her job on time, being responsible, she had to sign a contract, all those things that go with being an employee. And we had another outing that was educational, it was socialization, it was something different that enriches, my son's life. So that was valuable. So what if I didn't do the reading aloud today? We'll do it tomorrow or another day. Yeah. But, there's that thing of you can't always not do your work and just sit by the fire and drink hot chocolate. But so yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I've answered the question, but I think that's that constant tension that we all face. We want to be disciplined, but life interrupts us and other things come along. And as long as you do what you can, I think on those normal days, you're as diligent as you can, then I think you're doing enough. And it doesn't matter, like we said last week, you're never behind as long as you are making progress and in your heart that you're being diligent with the opportunities that you have. I think that's, for me, the important thing.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that sometimes when we think about the concept of discipline and we think a disciplined homeschool, you've got all these little kids sitting at a desk and their heads are down and they're writing furiously, and that looks like a disciplined homeschool, right? I was just thinking about one of the things that was very, very important to me was nature study when our kids were still being homeschooled. And there was a discipline involved in setting aside that Friday, because we used to in primary school only homeschool we homeschool 24/7, but we only were busy with desk work from Monday to Thursday, so that on the Friday we could do arts or outing or nature study. And there was a discipline in that, making sure that we set aside that time to go outdoors with our nature guides to a lovely place and that sort of thing, instead of me wanting to use it as a day off for me, So it doesn't always have to look like what we think, this little image of everybody sitting around the table. There might be other spaces where you're learning a new discipline, if it's teaching your children how to do chores, or working with a child who's really struggling with reading, making sure that you do that consistently, 20 minutes every single day. So yeah, just to bring that balance. And definitely the guilt thing, I think that moms suffer from guilt. Homeschool moms get a double dose of that. So yeah, it's watch that as the inner flag. Isn't that what the point is? If you're feeling guilty, check it. Is it because I'm not doing what I should be doing? Or is it because I've got the false paradigm in my thinking?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Let's end on that note.